Parent-teacher conferences, same thing for number 41 and 42 and 43. I'm not asking you to vote on these tonight. 43, correct fee for following professional evaluation. 44, professional pediatric diagnostic home care services. Number 45, occupational therapy student from Thomas Jefferson University to provide her clinical experience here. 46, approve the following student determined to be homeless. Number 47, following students from out of district placement. A few pages there. I'm now on 48. Field trip requests. Number 49, school council, student council sponsored fall dance at the middle school. 50, Marla Jones for assistant athletic director coverage on Friday the 23rd. Number 51, wrestling, basketball to conduct conditioning practices during the summer. 52, scheduling of girls freshman soccer, boys, girls, freshman field activities. 53, homeschool athletic events for Pennsauken. Approve Leroy Baylor to work those activities. 54, Rebecca Capizzi to replace Tara Aviles, I guess, at the on-course lesson planning system training session in August 15th. That has taken place already. 55, approve the amendment to district's harassment, intimidation, and bullying policy. I think we said we're going to do that. Yes, we're going to approve that. That's 55. We're asking you to approve that tonight. 56, high school contract with Dr. Millo, professor of mathematics, to provide professional services. Let's see. 57, we're asking you to approve the payment for the unused sick and or vacation days for those following individuals. Okay, 58. To approve the following facility usages during the school year. 59. Oh, okay. Thank you. 59. Data analysis during the month of August. There's Pennsauken intermediate school teachers, those individuals. Compensation. Pre-professional field experiences for those individuals coming from Rowan University. Number 61, extended hours at the high school library. 62, Proctor after-school library program at the high school. 63, substitutes, so indicated. 64, resignations, retirement, Foster. 65, facility usage during the year.
Board of Education welcomes and solicits input from the public during a regular monthly business meeting. Opportunity to express their views. It does, however, be expected to suggest that this is an attempt to resolve concerns by speaking directly to school administration before bringing them to the board. Individuals with relevant interests and functions or duties of the board are invited to speak a maximum of 5 minutes on any one issue. You're required to give your name and address before speaking.
There's I'm sorry, Donna 7665 Butterbell Avenue. On number 18, CJ Kennedy. Is she going to go into a classroom or is she subbing as a nurse?
I think she's subbing.
Okay.
She's
I just want to make sure, because I was going to say I would love to have my child have it, but she's a nurse. And you have her listed as a teacher.
Well, all certified people, all certified staff in New Jersey by law are teachers except superintendents.
Yeah, the nurse takes more than.
Yeah, the nurse, the
I know, but
substitute
I'm
nurse.
just
Nurses
saying.
would be listed
I mean,
as
she
nurses.
wants to be a nurse, okay?
Right.
I'm just saying. you get
Right, so
called
I'm
that,
just-
and
I'm
they're
just saying
classified,
that-
they are all teachers.
Certified.
Correct, I understand that. I understand that. And I love CJ Kennedy. I love it. I'm sure she'd rather get the higher salary.
I don't blame her.
Anybody else?
Patricia Hennet, 5784 Urban Avenue. I have a little concern with the board now wanting to spend a total around $15,000 for the policy. The board has been working on the policy for years. I mean, many of years. And it has not gotten to a point where it's done. Now, also, what y'all spoke about tonight with the golf program, you only needed maybe 25 for that. Tennis, you know, these are things for the children. So now the board is gonna spend $15,000, and I'm getting the 15 to 13, and then like the 2 whatever. I understand the policy may be important. I understand policy is what runs the district. But this is something that the board has been working on for many of years. We're talking at least maybe 5 years that they have not been able to get the policy, the book, the manual up and running. And now here we go spending $15,000 where we can kind of, you know, bring some of these things back that we had to take away from our children because of the cuts. So I kind of have a problem with that. That whoever wants to take the blame or don't blame could not come together and get it done.
If I may say, we're not going to take blame. You know, one of the things that we try to do is to address the needs. And if you call on different people, they will say, well, that's where you should spend the money, or that's where you should spend the money. The board has a frustration over where they are with the policy, and we're going to resolve that. And we feel that the $13,000 is cheap, really, to take on this mammoth responsibility of revising that thick book, which will grow, and get it done. And once this is approved, this time next year, we're going to have policy. So that statement that you made will go away. Now, that's a necessity. That's a necessity. One of the major functions of a school board, there are 3 among many. One is policy, because policy is what we adhere to run this school district, every aspect of it. And that's why it's crucial that we have a policy manual that's functional. The one that we have now isn't. Board members have expressed concerns over golf and tennis, and that's why, with particularly Mr. Stargent. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you get my age, you'll understand. Sometimes I don't even know my own name when I wake up. Mr. Stargent. I was going to say Mike, but it's Mr. Stargent.
That's okay too.
You know, talked about that, and that was a concern. One of the things I had hoped to do is to work with the tennis team when I came here, because that's what I do. I do that. And if we can get it started, but I think they have planned in there 2 coaches. But those are important. I can name 15 things that are crucial to the education of our kids, but we can't do it. There are certain things that have to be done. We can no longer play with policy. It is our driving foundation for the decisions that all of the administrators make, is from the board policy. So we've got to spend the money on board policy. We're not at this point cutting anything. Those cuts came as a consequence of other budgetary concerns. And I can tell you right now, we don't have the money that we should have to provide a fair and efficient education for our young people. And yes, we have to select those things that become priorities. You mentioned the 2 sports. We're going to look at that to see indeed what we can do. But as far as the policy is concerned, we can no longer, as you so well stated, we can no longer play with it. Not that they were playing with it, but...
Well, maybe I should redirect my statement then. I believe this is the second time we're spending money to do the policy.
Yep.
That's the problem. So let me redirect what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
Reviews, we spent money the first time,
right.
nothing got done. Okay.
Well,
Now
some things, let me say, some things got done.
Wasn't enough. Okay,
May
so
I,
it
may,
wasn't
may
enough.
I, may I respond to that in this way, not to be argumentative?
Mhm.
What they tried to do was the most difficult way of upgrading policy, and that's to intricately involve the board members in it from the beginning. These folks are working. They do not have the time to sit down and go over page by page by page and argue, because we argue over words and what have you. They get bogged down. It's not unique for Pennsauken board trying to do that. They tried to do it that way because it was cheaper. But really, when we look at it, the process that they're going to look at in this document is cheaper than what we were going to do. Plus, they are going to be able to take care of their business. As you listen, you did hear the procedure. The time will come when they will have to read it. Why? Because it's theirs. But I can tell you the administrative staff will go over that, and then, because it is theirs, it's not the administrators, it's theirs. They will look at it, and they will decide whether what is written there is acceptable or not. Now, I can assure you that there are times when you've spent money you wish you hadn't spent. Is that correct? Okay, all right. So, and again, I'm talking about what's natural, what's normal. You know, we all spend money. I'm telling you, I wasn't here, but I will guarantee you that the board thought that they were doing the right thing when they spent that money. I feel that, and I don't think that we could refute that. Now they're looking at a system that is not going to be on their backs. It's on a pro's back, who's going to get it done for us and push us to get things done within timelines. And you're going to be happy with that policy when you read it on that, okay?
All right.
But she didn't answer you, Dr. Johnson.
Oh.
No, I'm not.